Welcome to the Chosen Podcast. We appreciate you spending some time with us. Make sure you listen to the whole episode because it's going to be a good one. Have you shared our show with anyone yet? Make sure you do us a solid and tell every athlete you know. Now let's get to it. What's good, everybody? Welcome back. It's another episode of the Chosen Podcast. I'm Wes of the Chosen One's Home of Student Athlete Empowerment. We've been in a series of how to grow your confidence. So this is part 3, and I'm really excited. I'm excited every week. But so week 1, we talked about positive self-talk and getting your I am statements together. Week 2, we talked about body language. So last week, we discussed how important body language is when it comes to your mood, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to reacting to mistakes. So being mindful of your body language. So hopefully you listen to those 2. If you haven't, make sure you go check those out real quick. You don't have to do it before you listen to this one, but definitely check it out. They're not too long, and hopefully they're easy listens. But for sure, let's get into week 3. So week 1 was talk about it. Last week was be about it. This week is see it to believe it. And it'll make sense in just a minute. Before we get into this, I got a quick question for you. Reflect real quick. Who is one person that has made the biggest impact on your life and why? Who is that person? My challenge for you is to pick up the phone, call, or text that person. Let them know how much of an impact they've made on you and why. I guarantee you'll make that person's day. So go ahead and do that after we talk, or you can pause this and go ahead and do it now so you can get it out the way. But I guarantee you make that person's day. So let's get into this. So tell me about a good dream that you've had recently. Obviously, I can't hear you, but think about it. Think about a good dream that you had recently. How did it make you feel when you woke up? You know, I used to have dreams all the time that when I was playing in the league, right? Or, I'll hit a game winning shot or something like that. And I would wake up hyped, right? I feel hyped after good dreams. I feel good. Or if I see a loved one that passed away and I talk to him or her, I feel good, right? What about a bad dream though? How do you feel after a bad dream? When I wake up after nightmares or scary dreams, I'm tripping. I'm kind of messed up. It takes me a good 10, 15 minutes to kind of shake that funk, sometimes longer, right? So that's why this episode is called See It to Believe It, because most dreams, you see it, right? You see it and it feels real. Have you ever had a dream before that you woke up and it took about 5 minutes to realize that, dang, that didn't really happen? How powerful is that? Your mind is powerful. And that's why I am an advocate of the mental side of the game. You can be the most skilled player of all time, but if your mind ain't right, it's not good, right? So confidence, man. Confidence comes from seeing what you want to see. You have to see what you want to be. You have to. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. So the things that people want to accomplish, what do they call that? What do they call, what you want to accomplish, right? It's, what are your dreams? What do you dream to be when you grow up? What's your dream job? What's your dream occupation? Who's your dream girl? Who's your dream boy, right? It's because you've seen it in your mind. You've imagined yourself playing in the NBA or the WNBA. You imagine yourself going to a big time D1 college because you see it. You see it in your head, right? See it to believe it, aka visualization. So let's get into that. What is it? So visualization is the process which includes imagining success, focusing on goals, perfecting skills, and increasing one's ability to focus on the task at hand. So I'm wondering if you have any experience in visualization. Have you done this before? If you have, great. If not, definitely get into it. It's a little uncomfortable at first, but I guarantee you that you'll start to see results and you'll start to feel a lot better when you're playing. So what are the benefits of visualization? Number one, it reduces stress. It gets your mind right. So when you think about visualization, you're closing your eyes. You're taking deep breaths, right? Controlled deep breaths. You're in a mostly quiet environment, right? Number two, it increases positive thoughts. So positive thoughts we talked about before, it equals confidence. So the more positive thoughts you have, the more confidence you have, the better you'll play. Pretty simple. Number three, it removes the negativity and distractions from your mind. So the more you do it, the more you sit, the more you think about the good things, the positive plays that you will make, the easier it will be to remove the negativity out of your mind. Number four, it increases motivation. Have you ever sat and watched maybe your favorite sports movie? My favorite sports movie is Remember the Titans. Whenever I see them win at the end, I get hyped and it makes me want to go out and play football, basketball, whatever, right? Or have you ever seen like a workout video that just made you want to go work out, right? It's the same thing when you see it in your mind, when you see yourself getting buckets, when you see yourself, being a beast on defense, it motivates you. It motivates you to go out and do it for real. So visualization has plenty of benefits. I didn't even scratch the surface, but let's keep going. So if you visualize yourself making your next shot, your mind actually believes it, right? That's why I talked about the dreams. Dreams are so powerful because you've seen it. When you watch something on TV and it moves you, right? I ain't gonna lie, I saw Black Panther 2, cried twice because it's powerful. It's powerful. Also, if you see yourself making a mistake, your mind will also believe that you actually made it. Just like if you have a bad dream. If you have a bad dream, you'll wake up maybe thinking it was real for a minute. At minimum, you're probably going to be not in the best mood for a little bit, right? Visualization is so powerful. Hopefully I'm convincing you of this. So does this have a direct effect on your confidence? That's the question of the day. The answer is yeah. So if you see yourself as average, you'll be just that. If you believe yourself, or if you believe you are average, you'll be just that. So what do you have to do? You have to see yourself being a champion. You have to see yourself being a dog. You have to see yourself being a standout player, right? So it's important for you to see this. It's important for you to take the time. It doesn't take all day. It doesn't take all day. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I guarantee it'll help. So a couple pointers. So obviously you want to see yourself doing some great things, right? You want to see yourself making those shots. You want to see yourself getting those defensive stops. You want to see yourself making great passes, taking care of the ball, right? But also do some planning. Do some planning in your mind because things will happen. Picture yourself going through adversity because adversity is going to come, especially when you're playing a good team. It's going to be hard. The team is not going to lay down, right? So see in your mind, what would you do when that adversity comes? Picture yourself down, 5 with 3 minutes left. How are you going to be? How are you going to play? How's your body language going to be? Take some time to think about that. If you visualize it, you'll have the confidence when you actually go through it. So take some time to get your mind right, before games. especially big ones. When I was growing up, I made the mistake of, thinking I had to listen to hype music, loud music. I think I had to, run around and get hype with my teammates. That helps with some people, but not with me. Not with me, especially because I'm a laid back type of guy. So to get my mind right, I wish I would have done more of this and chilled myself out. I think it would have done wonders for me as a player. So also think about it. What types of things do you need to be effective before the game? And add that to your routine. Speaking of routines, think about it. Think about a time when you felt unprepared for a game or practice. How did you play? I'm willing to bet most of you did not play well, right? Most of you probably just felt miscombobulated, turned the ball over a lot, you're out of rhythm, right? It's so underrated to have a pre-game or pre-practice routine. I used to, be talking to my friends, messing around right before practice, go in the locker room and get dressed and then just head into the gym. That's not a way. That's not a way to do it. When you're on that court, it's serious, especially the higher you get, when you get to college or pro, it's serious. So come up with a pregame routine. All right. So I'm going to end things with an exercise that I'm going to encourage you to do, just like every week, right? Before I get into that, I want to get into some visualization tips. Number 1, see yourself as a winner. Condition your mind to see the way you want to see yourself or how you want practice or game to go. Put that in your mind. Number 2, see yourself doing what you're good at. What do you hang your hat on? So if I'm doing visualization before a game today, I'm seeing myself hitting threes. Right? And lastly, get in extra reps mentally. That's an underrated one too. So if you're someone that, needs to practice on like your sets more, you can do it in your mind. It's like, all right, I enter the ball on the right, I cut, screen for the 4-man on the backside block, then I come out, set that down screen or get that down screen set, and I let it go on the top of the key, right? Get extra reps in mentally. Isaiah Thomas, the one that played for the Pistons back in the 80s, he said himself, I used to do visualization in terms of who I was guarding and who would be guarding me. When I was walking down the street for, say, lunch, I'd imagine those individuals in front of me. I'd imagine going around them. So that's how I frame it right there. Back-to-back finals champ, saying visualization was very important to him. All right, so here's your challenge. At least 2 to 3 times this week, in the morning or at night, whenever you have alone time, spend 2 to 3 minutes visualizing how you want your day to be. So preferably in the morning. How do you want your day to be? How do you want practice to go? How do you want your game to go? Practice deep breaths and picture yourself being successful. Imagine your ideal body language. See yourself dominating the game. Visualizing yourself making shots, playing intense defense, acing that exam that you've been so nervous about, right? Visualize how good it'd make you feel to have all of that success. And don't forget to take those deep breaths, controlled breaths. And as you have time throughout the day, continue to practice it. Be ready to talk about it, with a friend, teammate. Again, last week I talked about accountability partner. Man, include your accountability partner in this. Listen to these episodes and talk about it. Because the more you talk about it and reflect and things like that, the more you learn. So don't just take in and just keep it to yourself. Talk about it. Because you retain more information that way, right? So I hope this was helpful. If you do the visualization activity on your own, you can use something like the Calm app, or you can just throw on some chill music, right? Some chill beats, whatever that may be. 2 to 3 minutes. That's all it takes. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you share this episode out. Share the link out. Not just on Apple Podcasts, but we're also on Spotify as well. So appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Definitely take this to heart. And the more you work on it, I guarantee you, the more results that you're going to see. So take this mental side of the game just as serious as you do on the physical side of the game. So until next time, y'all, I'll see you next week. We got step 4. Stay tuned. Peace. That's a wrap. Thanks for listening to another episode of The Chosen Podcast. We appreciate the support. Do us a favor and send this episode to someone that needs it. Peace.